Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining me in the studio again today. Yes, so I've literally just come back from a walk with my dog Molly, and I seen this scene, and it was quite misty, and there was the sky I'm going to invent out of off my head, but I just like that mistiness that I seen, so I took a quick photograph of that, and I thought, let's give it a go.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time.
Let's have a look at the palette. I've just put a selection of colours.
To click subscribe.
I've got a Prussian blue, a cadmium yellow, a little bit of cadmium red, some Hooker's green. I got some Mars black, some titanium white, and some mixing white. I've just noticed that particular brush has got really hard, and I thought, well, let's just chuck that one away, because I've had that quite a while, and it's actually at the end of its life, I think. So I don't know how this is going to work out, because I've literally, as I said, within the last 30 minutes just come back from this walk, and I thought to myself, I'm going to give this a shot. Normally I have a little play around, or I've got some sort of an idea, because you know what I think is a saving grace for a lot of people is, but what they don't do, I should say, is I paint the painting in my brain, in my mind, in my mind's eye. I try to paint this painting, or I dream about something, or I go to bed thinking about the painting I'm going to be doing, and that's what I do. That's the process I go through. Picking up a bit of titanium white and a little small amount of Prussian blue just on the very tip of my brush. I'm just going to get this sky in. Yeah, so I thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. But today, this is basically looking at a bit of a reference photo that I've got, which I just took, as I said, within the last 30 minutes. So I haven't really given myself time to think about this, so it might not work out. It might not work out. So if it does turn out to be a bit of a mess, I apologise. But sometimes we've got to jump in, and we've got to jump in with both feet and see what happens. Now, it's a bit like painting plein air or painting outdoors. Again, you have to change with the day, basically, as the day goes on. Obviously, things start to change. You get shadows in different positions and all this type of stuff. So I want this quite. I'm just trying to think as I'm talking. To talk and paint is very difficult, you know. Okay, so let's just get a little bit of sky, and I got a little bit of fleckiness, which is I wanted. I'm going to increase the white down there. I'm washing my brush. I'm just increasing this white. I'm going to get a bit of white down now. I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second, because I want to create a warm sky. So this is my imagination playing at the moment. So I want to create some sort of a warm sky. I want the horizon line down very low. I want a nice sky. I want some trees and things, which I'm looking at my reference photograph, and this mistiness that I want to try and recreate is why I've got the mix in white there. So let's get this white in. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to put some yellow in there. I don't want to put blue down there because it's going to go green if I put yellow and blue together. So I'm just getting a bit of white in. Still got that bit of a blue tinge to the sky. I want to get a little bit of yellow. Very, very small amount of yellow. Very small. I don't want a lot of yellow on my brush. I want to basically mix it in. So you don't want a lot of paint. You just want that what's the word I'm looking for? A hint of colour. Very, very light colour. Yellow. Just to get in there. Because you don't want it to go green. But you still want that yellow. That brightness of the sky. That I'm trying to see in my mind's eye. So a bit of yellow. Just there, like that. And I'm going to put a bit of yellow over there now. I'm going to get the smallest amount of red to that. because I just want to orange it up a little bit, not too much. Playing with some orange, warming the sky up. Yeah, a little bit more moisture on my brush. Getting that orange. We've been playing around with skies a couple of times over the last few weeks. And I thought, yeah, it'd be nice to get this sky. I'm just going down a little bit darker. There we go. Like I said, this sky didn't exist. This is what I'm doing. But I want that warmth. Do you know, I think I've really hurt my shoulder. My day job is window cleaning, and I use one of these big poles like that with a brush on the end, and water shoots out at the end of it, and it cleans the windows, obviously. And I've been doing a lot of that lately, and it's I've spent a lot of my job has been spent going up and down ladders over the years, and miss my knees that have been playing up. But this last 4 or 5 years since I've been using this big pole and water fed system, it is now my shoulders and my back that are hurting. So there we go. The joys are getting old. Right, let's get some of this white. And I'm just going to clean my brush. Get a bit of moisture on my brush, just a damp brush now. And I'm just going to blend all this in like this. Very quickly. To get them merged together like that. Well, that looks okay. Let's get a little bit of warm air on that and just dry it off, I think. So as I was looking at that, I thought, it's missing something. It's got a lovely sky. You've got that blue and that orange together. That's really lovely complements there. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit of like a violet colour, a bit of violet. So we need some blue. Let's get a little bit of Prussian blue over there, a little bit of red to that. So red and blue is going to make like a purpley colour. There we are. You can see. Look. So I can just add a little bit of white to that. See, look at that. Ooh, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So I'm just going to wash my brush. I'm going to pick a bit of this up. A fair bit of moisture on my brush. Because I'm painting on cardboard. So if you're painting on cardboard and you would just want to practice, then that's the way to go. Don't have to buy canvases and things. Just a little bit of canvas. A little bit of cardboard, sorry. I want to put this purple colour just in the sky. You can see it's a very thin wash, and I can get away with that because this is cardboard. You can do it on canvas, but you need to, when you finish your painting, you really do need to put a varnish over it and lock it in place. Otherwise, it can peel away, and that's not what you want. Not really. But just a little hint of. Let's get a little bit stronger. Just that hint of purple, violet, whatever you want to call it, in the sky. So you look at that. That is lovely. Now this is giving me an idea of maybe getting some yellow and a small amount of red. I'm getting this lovely orange. Let's get an orange. Let's just get a nice orange. Because I want to put, I'm using the same brush. I haven't changed my brush, by the way. So I'm just going to hold the brush like that. And I'm just going to loosely fluff in some cloud. Just like this. And like I said, this is all my imagination at the moment. I haven't got to looking at the reference photograph yet. And sometimes we don't need to do that. A nice cloud shape just coming in like this. floating around, floating around. Oh, it sounds like my wife has just come home. She's been out shopping today. Put a bit of warmth just in the bottom of these clouds like that. Fluffy fluff. There we go, just like that. It's definitely my wife. So I'm just going to finish these clouds and go and see how she is. See if she's enjoyed her day. Get a bit of that purpley colour. Get a couple of these stringy looking clouds just down there. Put a little bit of shadow in. Just picking a bit of that purpley colour and just putting a little bit of shadow into them clouds like that. There we go. Right, I'm going to pop and see the wife. Right. So, wife is home. That's good. Right, I've just changed my brush. I thought I'd pick up a number 10 if anybody's interested. And I thought I'd get a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow together. There we are. Let's just get this lovely colour. I just want to lighten that up a bit. Let me get a bit of kitchen paper because I want to put a few bright clouds. Maybe. I wonder if I could do that on this one side. Just lighten that up. Because when I was mentioning earlier on, I said about plein air painting. So what I tend to do with these type of paintings that are these little bits of cardboard and stuff like that, I take outdoors, normally in the summertime, and I'll go and set up somewhere, just a little bit of acrylic paint, and off I pop. And what that does is, because it's cardboard, it dries very quickly. And as long as you can master the acrylics and how they dry, then painting on cardboard outdoors works wonders. It really does. It really does, because it gives you the opportunity to just do a very, very quick painting, just like I'm doing now, sort of. And then bring that back into the studio. And Van Gogh used to do very, very similar things. He used to paint very quickly outdoors. And then he used to bring his study painting, if you want to call it a study painting, into the studio then, and then work from his reference, basically. I suppose it's back in the day when they didn't have any cameras and things. Maybe that's why a lot of those artists done that. Maybe. Anyway, I'm spending a bit too much time with this sky now. But you can see roughly what I'm doing there. We'll have a look at that in a second. Now, I want to get some purpley colour again. Let's get some blue and some of this red. There we go. Let's get a little bit of white to that. Like a mauve colour. Yeah, very, very. I think I like that, because I'm gonna mist this down after. So I want to put just the shapes, just like this. Very loose. pattern. Just that. Just scagging the brush, really just letting the brush do what it wants to do, leave the marks it wants. There you go. I'm going to get a little bit of green. Oops, let's just get a little bit of... just a touch of this. Green colour. I'm really brushing that in. It's just a hint of colour, just a hint of colour there. So it looks quite nice. It's gonna be lovely when I've misted it. It really is. But let me think. Yeah, let's get a little bit of green over there. I'm gonna lighten my green with yellow. So why I'm saying that is because if I get some green like that and I lighten it with white, even though you've got a nice green, it's very, very chalky. But if you lighten green, let's put that brush there. If you lighten green with yellow, because yellow and blue makes green, you're going to get a nicer, lighter green, more of a yellowy green rather than a chalked out green. There we go. So got a couple of different greens there, nice chunk of yellow in there as well. Let's mix that in. You can see there's some lovely greens that we're playing with, so you get better tones with that than you do with the white, because the white will just make it look a little bit chalkified. So we're just going to put some green in like this. Just brushing it in like that. Some of this lighter colour green. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of water on your brush. Just brushing that in like that. I'm not worried about a little bit of canvas showing through, because I actually do like canvas coming through a painting, or in this particular instance it's the cardboard, but I like that. Let's get this darker in the foreground, a little bit darker. So obviously if I want to darken green, I've got the option of putting black to it, which is going to make it a little bit too black, or you can add a little bit of blue, and you can use different types of blue. You can use ultramarine blues, you can use processed blues, you can use ultramarine blues, you can use Prussian blues, and that's all going to darken your greens for you. There we are, a little bit of more Prussian blue in there just to darken that up. See? It just gives it a more of a natural tone. There we go. Now I'm going to dry that with a hairdryer, and then I'm going to put a wash of mixing white over that. I want to knock it back and make it look really misty. And make sure that what you're going to do in this process is make sure that's really, really, really dry. I'm going to need a slightly softer brush for this, so I'm just going to get some water and some mixing white, or misting white as I call it. Make it a bit of a wash, because this is a very translucent paint, as I've said in the past. And you guessed it, we're just going to put some of that over a little bit of the sky on that background like that. And all it's doing is just putting a coat of white paint, but being very translucent paint, just to make that look misty in the background like that. A little bit over that cloud as well. Just gonna mist that sky up. Look at that, wonderful, wonderful. We can get some of this down there later on. Maybe put some mist down there. Yeah, maybe put some mist on the grass, I think. Let me just continue to knock that back until I'm happy with it. So what it does, instead of trying to get that tone very, very pale, by putting a white paint over the top of it, you can use titanium paint, but be very careful because it's very opaque and you can mess it up quite easily. That's why I use a mist in white, or mix in white, because it's very translucent, and when that's dry, I'm able to paint over that then. So basically that's what it looks like on the photograph that I've got. Sort of. Sort of like that. As I said, it was very misty this morning. It was quite nice actually. It really was. So now I'm going to get some Hooker's green. In this instance I'm going to add some black because I want to make this look a little bit more of I want this to look more of a silhouette-y type of tree, because I'm going to put a tree in here. And I'm just going to tap in what looks like some sort of maybe oak tree or something. Maybe it needs to be a bit darker than that. There's some bushes and things around this area as well, I think, if I remember rightly. Looking at the photograph that I got, trying to get that. There was a few trees. And then that was going to be quite blocked in there like that. Quite dark, a massive colour. There we go, get that dark, almost black. And then we need to put a few more. I don't want to kill that. We've worked hard to try and preserve that. What I'm trying to do now is get this come down there. And as we proceed with that, that's going to get lighter. Just like that, picking up some of this lovely lighter green. Let's get some more of this dark colour, and then we're going to put one. Oops, we're going to put one there. touchy touch, just little flickies. That's like that. Okay, let's get some yellow. Just touching in a little bit of lightness. Let's wash that brush. I want to get some yellow. And a little bit of that hooker's green. And I do struggle a lot. If you've watched me before, you know I struggle a lot with greens. I'm trying to get some green to come down. Grass. Like that. Maybe a touch of white, maybe just a touch of white just to sparkle that up a touch. Just tapping that in. Just like that. So you can see the grass. I hope you can. I hope you can see the grass. I hope you can see what I'm trying to do there. This is going off on a tangent now. This is going off on a tangent. We got this lovely, bright green, like as if the light is just sparkled in there. In fact, let's put some highlights just on these trees. So where's that little bit of nice bright yellow? Let's sparkle that up a bit more. Maybe you want to put a bit of highlight on them trees and just bring that down. Need to get a bit of contrast in there. Boom, 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 boom. A bit of colour. Just catching on them trees there, I think. Let's get some of this darker colour. Okay. We're missing a focal point. What can I do? I've done that. Can you see the depth there? I hope you can see what I've been trying to do. Now I'm really thinking we need to lift this a bit. What can I do? Let's put a no, this is my imagination running wild here. Let's put a path in. Now I'm going off what I've actually know. In my I'm not following my reference photo at all now. Right, we need to put Get a tree in there. As I said at the beginning of this actual lesson of painting, whatever you want to call it, I did not, and I have not, got a plan, and I really do not know. You can see this developing as I paint it. So, and I did apologize if it was a little bit of a mess earlier. Just putting a few branches like that. Let's get that black, that green. Don't like that brush. Maybe putting a tree there wasn't as good idea. Maybe putting a tree there wasn't a very good idea, Clive. Oh, that was a fly. I hate flies. I really hate flies. They really annoy me. Just put in a bit of colour just into that tree, and let's get a little bit of white just to sparkle that up a touch. There you go. Maybe put some grass just down like that. It's definitely missing something. I don't like that area there. It looks pretty good with the tree and everything. I'm happy with that, but I don't know. There's definitely something missing. Maybe a couple of rocks there. Maybe a couple of rocks. Maybe a couple of rocks. What we need to put a little bit of lightness into that. There, maybe get some grass. Get a bit of yellow. Put some flowers. There we go. Get spot of red. Missing a broken branch, maybe. No. That's a bit dark. Let's just lighten that up a touch. I don't like that. Don't like that. Let's get rid of that. Maybe we want a bit more. That's looking a bit better. We're balancing it a little bit more. That's looking a bit better. That's looking a bit better. We could put maybe just a rock there, maybe another little one just there. Bed that in there. Get some grass. There we go. That's looking a bit better. It's looking a bit more balanced now. Let's put a little bit more of that mist in, and I'm going to call it done, I think, because I got to go and have my dinner. A little bit of that mist. Just there. No, I just went into titanium by accident. I got hiccups. bit of that. Mist. Just rolling in there. Yeah, it's okay. I'm happy with that. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And just have a bit of fun. Just chuck some paint on the canvas and see what you can come up with. I quite like that more rolling mist effect there. I might actually paint this again now and just try and tweak it a bit.
And don't forget to click subscribe.